Welcome to Shomach Shova Nadav. The month of Elul is sponsored by the Mendelbaum family. Leilui Nishmas Rab Chaim Ben Eliyahu Tzvi Halevi. We're holding in Chulin Daf Kuf Yud Aleph. The Gemara, in the end of Amud Beis, brings the machlokes of Rav and Shmuel. Can you eat nat bar nat? Meaning fish that was cooked in a fleish dish, can you eat it with milchik? Rav says you can't, and Shmuel says you could. And then the Gemara brings a story that Rabbi Elazar was in front of Shmuel, and he gave him to eat nat bar nat. So Rabbi Elazar didn't want to eat. So told him, Shmuel, I gave it to your Rebbe. To Rav, I fed him this, and he ate. So Rabbi Elazar went to Rav and said, is that true? Did you change your mind? And he says, no, I didn't. He never fed me something that I don't hold, and I don't hold that you can eat nat bar nat. And Rashi says, Lo hoyu dvarim oilum. The story never happened. So the Ritva on the spot already asks, so Shmuel lied? Shmuel said that he fed Rav something which he didn't really do? Well, what's shot in our Gemara? So the Ritva answers for his answer. He meant to say that if he was in front of Rav, he would come and prove him wrong, and he would convince him to eat. He was a little bit exaggerating. He said, I gave him to eat. Meaning, if he would be here, he would eat from my dish. Another explanation he says, when he says, I gave it to your Rebbe to eat, he didn't mean Rav. He mean a different Rebbe. I mean, I gave one of your Rebbe to eat. So Rabbi went to Rav and says, are you the one he gave it to eat? He said, well, it wasn't me. Now, many of the Achronim addressed this question, and many of the answers are in the Sefer Be'er Sheva on the Masechta. And we'll bring three answers that he says within his Dvarim. It's a very long arichus, but he brings three different answers. So the first explanation is that Shmuel saw that Rabbi Elazar didn't eat nat bar nat. He wasn't sure because he holds not to eat nat bar nat, or he did it just because of covet of his Rebbe. Shmuel said if he did it only because of covet of his Rebbe, here is the place of Shmuel. Here's Asher the Shmuel. So you don't go with your Rebbe, you go with the Minhag HaMokar. So he came to test him. He says, oh, your Rebbe? Don't worry about your Rebbe. I fed this food to your Rebbe, and he was okay with it. To take away and think, he should not think he has Yikar de Rabbe. So then, if he himself holds the nat bar nat his mutter, he would eat from it. So it was more of a test to see why Rabbi Elazar was not eating the food. He brings another explanation, that Shmuel really fed Rav nat bar nat. And he knew that Rav did not change his mind. But he said, let's see what's going to happen. If really what Rav says is true, is correct halakha, min hashamayim, they won't allow Rav to eat it. Because Ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu mevit hakol al dei tzadikim. And the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu allowed Rav to eat it, that shows halakha is like Shmuel. So that's what Shmuel said. I gave Rav to eat. He didn't know I gave him to eat, but the fact they didn't stop him mishamayim, that means halakha is like me. And then he brings another answer. He brings a long tshuva from Rabbeinu Levi ben Chaviv, and he says the Gavaldik Cheshbon, and Reuven Margolia says that on his own here in his Sefer Nitzoi Tzeor. He says, look at the Gemara. What did the Gemara say before? The Gemara said, does Rav hold that nat bar nat is asur? How do we know that Rav holds it? It says it's only Michlala. Rav never said that nat bar nat is asur. What was the story? So the Gemara brings a story that they gave him a little bit of a cream or something for his eye. They put it into the kli. And afterwards, when he ate, he was able to taste the taste of that cream. So he says, oh, you see that the taste penetrates. So the from here, you see the Rav holds nat bar nat is asur. Says the Gemara, no, because maybe the cream has a very strong taste. That penetrates. But not everything penetrates. So it comes out the Rav never said that nat bar nat is asur. It was only Michlala. The Gemara says Michlala is not a good raya. He brings a discussion that we show you how exactly to understand that what the Gemara says, that you don't learn from Michlala. Is it that Rav never said it, or we're not sure if Rav said it? But Al Kolponi, that's what Shmuel said. Shmuel said, I know the Rav would eat it. How does he know? Because he said the only reason the Rav did not said that the taste is there by the cream is because the taste is strong. But then Rabbi Elazar went to Rav and told him, is that true? He said, no. The Michlala, for the Michlala, maybe you can't learn my Shita, but I'm telling you that's not my Shita. So Shmuel was assuming what the Shita as Rav is, based on what the Gemara said before. Rabbi Reuven Margolia says that a little different, and then it fits Rav to Shmuel. The Rav said, you think someone fed me something which I think it's asur? No, it never happened. Meaning, Shmuel did feed me as he said. But what I hold did not bar nat is mutter. But it's the same idea that the Gemara never concluded the Rav ever said that nat bar nat is asur. So that's the pshat in the story with the Shmuel. So these are some of the Ma'alchim to explain why Shmuel said that he fed Rav nat bar nat. Anyone who wants to join or sponsor the Shomach Shova Shiurim, please email shomachshova@gmail.com.